It's big for satiety, and especially if you're eating more fiber, really important to have more water. So detoxifying satiety, little bit of metabolic boost. If you're mildly dehydrated, it also can impact stress hormones, which could cause some belly fat. But I finally learned the real mechanism when I heard this. I'm like, that is crazy. So what Rick told me was, when you are dehydrated, what happens is your body you have carbohydrates you've stored in your liver as glycogen. Now, when you eat fructose, some of the fructose that you eat, as we know, can get turned into glucose and stored as glycogen in the liver, but a lot of times if we eat too much fructose, it's very easily turned into fat. And this is where we get elevated triglycerides, elevated liver fat, right? It's why there's all of that hoopla about don't eat a bunch of high fructose corn syrup, but the reality is it's really things like agave and apple juice concentrate that create a lot of these problems. It's the unwrapped sugars. What this has to do with dehydration is when you are mildly dehydrated, your body actually frees up the glycogen in your liver, converts it to fructose, which I didn't even know you could go back in the pathway that way. You can convert it back to fructose and turns it into fat.
It's nuts.
It's awful. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? And that's the type of fat that's going to be now this visceral adipose tissue. So that is just wild when you think about that. Just mild dehydration. And this is why, I used to say your body's not a bank account, it's a chemistry lab. Now I say it's a bank account, it's a chemistry lab, and it's a history book. Here's how you can gain fat without changing any calories, right? You didn't eat anything, you didn't drink anything, you're dehydrated. Your body is now holding onto and storing fat so that if you were out in the desert, you could then burn that fat for fuel and liberate the water. Just like camel stores fat so that when you don't want to be, and very dehydrated. This is hydration.